Well, we're back in Mr. Penning's swim, and I've managed to get a cup of coffee out of him, which for me is easier than getting a bite on this place. If you look at his top there, he's not been wrestling giant French snails. It was a giant French carp in his arms. 43, what was it?
43.4, mate, yeah.
43.4. So
first French 40.
Yeah, top result, mate,
yeah.
top result. And I can see, peering through the cameraman's legs there was an extra rod in the swim. And
well, it's only my third rod, you know, it's not really a snide. It looks a bit snidey where it's placed, I suppose, but yeah, it's just a little poke hole through there. That's where I caught him, just across the bay. I mean, it's only, what, 20 yards across the little bay, isn't it? And yeah, I found a little spot because the spot that I've been so excited about only did action on the first night, and then sort of died a death, and the line has stopped and everything, and so I found this spot with a marker float, and it's sort of 8-foot little sandy spot just off a snag, and again, interestingly, you can't actually cast to it from anywhere, any of the swims, so you have to wade out and cast back on yourself to actually get a bait on it. So I think it's one of those natural spots they feed safely in.
Yeah, because that swim over there, you can't cast around the corner. There's no way of getting to that spot other than from in the water there, which I doubt anyone has ever done.
Well, you probably don't do that, and also, I mean, even if you were in that swim, it's because it's down the inside of your own margin by 5 yards. It's not even the sort of place that someone with remote control boat drop one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, so I put one there, and just once I got it in position, I waited for the foam to come up, and it was one of those casts, you know, first one, and then I sort of got in through the bushes at the back with half a spod, and I just lowered it on top of the foam.
Very stealthy, very crafty, as they're saying at the moment.
One of the mags.
So talk to us about the rig that you had it on.
Well, this is basically a safe zone leader. I took a tip out of your book and actually did the putty about 4 foot up the line.
Right.
Got it nice and warm, and then solidified it in the water in a cold lake. And that holds the flying back lead further back, as you said, which means it flies back even further, doesn't it?
Yes.
So I had that above the safe zone leader, and then the leader, square pairing line set up shocker style, a very short hybrid hook link, single tiger, a size 8 wide gate. Right,
now that's not just a normal tiger. I've got to show people this. That's Adam's private stash of tigers, and if you look in there, they're covered in what?
It's pineapple slime proactive particle syrup by Mainline.
Right, and how long have you had them in that?
They've been in there for just over a year now.
Just over a year. Now that started off full, didn't it?
No, it didn't, about half full. Actually.
Right, and it's taken him that long to use that amount of tigers, and that's the key with tigers. Don't put so many in. You can completely ruin it, can't you?
Definitely.
By putting pounds and pounds of tigers in. I mean, how many tigers were around that rod in that spod bit? Half a spod.
Well, probably 12 chopped ones,
right.
and the one on the hair. I mean, it was hardly anything.
Right.
The hook bait is the pineapple ones, and the one in the mix. I just got a few and cut them up with my scissors and put them in. So hardly anything really.
Less is more then with tigers.
I think
definitely.
So, yeah. And at the moment with the baiting, I think generally on the lake it seems to be less is more, doesn't it? So
yeah,
for
I'm
me,
putting
anyway.
More in and catching less.
Well, it'll come good in the end.
Right, and you see we've got your massive bit of putty on the hook link again. You put a lot of importance on that, obviously.
Yeah, I do. I mean, as you saw in show 3 on the longer mono links that I was using, I use it on all of my bottom bait presentations. And again, I don't know why it works, but it doesn't do any harm at all. And this fish, I mean, you could see it was one of the old warriors. He'd probably seen it all, and he was very well nailed, middle of the bottom lip.
Excellent.
And you know, I'm using the silicone to push the hair right round. Fairly long hair, you know, sort of 10mm separation. And what I actually did with that capture is I wrapped the tiger in some Activate paste.
Right.
Just enough to give it a sort of 1 or 2 mil skin.
Yep.
And I tested it in the margins, and it takes about 4 hours to break down.
Right.
Fish tend to come into this bay sort of 1, 2 in the morning onwards, so I'm putting my rods out 6 in the evening. So by that time I've got a nice little tiger with a pile of Activate powder dissolved around it.
Nice.
Which I think helps a little bit.
Nice, very nice, like your style, mate, like your style. And no bag on this one, that's for the other rod,
That's
isn't it?
right, yeah, that was just with the spod mix, but the other rod I've been, again, I mean, using tigers extremely sparingly. This is long chuck funnel web, just 7 tigers, always use 7, it's one of my lucky numbers.
Yeah.
And just 7 tigers, I take them out of the pineapple particle syrup and dry them off.
Yep.
And just put them in like that and just hook it on.
Yeah, which is a great little tip if you're using funnel where people think you can only put pellets in it, but any particle tool that you use, as long as you dry off the surface and tie the bag after you've dried the surface, it's not going to eat through it, is it? So,
Exactly.
And you can get a little pile of what you're feeding just